There were two significant incidents that the Police Commissioner Michael Murphy spoke about in the last hour. The first one was in the suburb of Gillen, and it was around 10:30 p.m, where police believe as many as 7 young people have entered a home armed with weapons, one allegedly with a firearm, and then have made threatening behaviour to then steal 2 sets of car keys and 2 vehicles from the premises. Now, police have already made 3 arrests, a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old and a 17-year-old boy, but they expect to arrest other people associated with that due to CCTV of that incident. Then, at a camping store in Chicone, in another part of Alice Springs, again outside of the CBD where this 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew exists, where a camping store was broken into, multiple bows were stolen to use for hunting, as well as several bolts that would be used with those bows, including multiple knives too, the police have also been taken. Now, they do believe, based on CCTV alone, that the up to, again, 7 people involved were all young people, people under 18. Now, that is in part an approximation based on intelligence they've gleaned as well as video footage they have, but because no one's been arrested, we can't know for sure that they indeed are children. It has raised this question, which some of the critics of the curfew had raised initially, Dan, which was this idea that if there is a curfew in the CBD, could it push offending to other parts of Alice Springs, and would it actually be effective at stopping criminal activity taking place? Michael Murphy, the Police Commissioner, says based on their 24 engagements with young people in the city that indeed it is working, and he's got confidence in it continuing to work.
It is effective, it's proven to be effective. What we have is a number of resources, police resources, so the curfew area is predominantly focus of youth workers. We do have a high police presence in there.
And Miles, the curfew has been criticised by some advocacy groups. Now the Northern Territory's Children's Commissioner has also weighed in.
That's right. Shalina Musk spoke in a one-on-one interview with the ABC about the several fears she had about the curfew. Indeed, at the heart of her critique is that this is criminalising young people who are incredibly vulnerable, who come from homes with significant social disadvantage and are sometimes hanging around places like the CBD because they don't have anywhere else to go. We also know in Alice Springs, Dan, we have one of the highest rates of youth homelessness in the country, and it's because of this that Shalina Musk has said that she doesn't think this curfew is going to be effective at all, and indeed was disappointed her office was not consulted at all by the Northern Territory government. Here's some of her words.
Hundreds of kids on any given day who are not in a safe place at night, who are presenting at homelessness shelters. Many people are not able to access these shelters. So I am very concerned about where will these kids go if they don't have a safe place to go, knowing the chronic overcrowding, knowing that so many people are stuck in town. There's been flooding across the roads in the Northern Territory, and I've heard more recently that people that do want to go home are stuck because the bush bus is not leaving.
And that's Shalina Musk, the new Children's Commissioner of the Northern Territory, expressing her concerns about this curfew. Now, we do know that it will at least run for 14 days. Commissioner Michael Murphy of Police flagged that because of police staffing, that they've pulled about 60 police personnel into Alice Springs. This isn't something that can go on forever, but he's not entirely sure of when it will end. He did reveal that there'll be an assessment around the kind of 8 to 10 day mark where police will examine what is and isn't working and how might future responses look in terms of keeping people safe, as well as giving young people a place to go. He said he really wants to work with Aranda and Lurcher Commissioner Catherine Liddle to look at solutions that could be ongoing for the town, as well as community-driven. Now, many of these problems will remain to be seen, and the Chief Minister, Eva Lawler, has also promised that there'll be funding in the Northern Territory budget in May to address some of these deeper-seated issues to deal with social disadvantage.